Welcome, welcome! It's my dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought I would talk about Invictus launch week and Alpha 3.9.x Postmortem, an article that CIG wrote and gave us, the community, this pretty high-level thinking on the pluses and minuses of the newest patch and Invictus launch week and how it went. So I'm not going to read this whole article or anything to you guys. Usually I don't like to do that. I just kind of summarize in my own little way. It's far too long for me to read to you guys. That would be a really long video. This is already going to be close to 10 minutes, which is about what I would prefer to have most videos. So, to get into it, they first of all talk about how this is the first time they've ever done Invictus launch week and how popular it really was. So evidently, we all know May was the biggest money earning month for CIG. They've never earned as much as they did in May with an Invictus launch week. And on top of that, they've never had as many players sign on at once in the game as they have during Invictus launch week and in May. May alone has outshone any other month in the history of CIG when it comes to popularity, both money and playing. So that is pretty awesome. You guys who all logged in to see the Javelins and the Idrises and the Lightnings and the F7As, or to go and see the Invictus launch week, manufacturers, go see Drake. All of that was hugely popular, and they were very honest that they were not expecting anywhere near those kinds of numbers. May is usually a very slow month for CIG, at least historically. The months that usually are the busiest are November and December around the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and the holidays. This is just because, more people have more time to play and stuff. Not this time around. They were expecting half, if that, of what they got. So we saw a lot of issues early on with server crashes, and we've seen nothing but issues since then with bugs in 3.9, 3.9.1. They credit that to a very old back-end service model. They're calling it, Series 1 tech or whatever. It's outdated. So they've been really working on trying to get it up to snuff, but from what they said in this article, don't expect it to really start coming into effect until the end of 2020. So we still have a couple of patches to kind of grind through some of these nasty bugs from what I was reading. Now, that's not saying that they're not doing stuff to fix those. There's all sorts of other things and some other articles that we've seen talking about how they're redoing some of the DirectX calls, and they're just trying to improve performance overall and make it a lot better for all of us. So this article also goes into 3.9 and talks about the newest things that they have in 3.9, and it talks about prison gameplay and how this is iteration 0 more or less prison gameplay. They want to have a lot more going on there to make prison play a lot more interesting. They knew prison gameplay was not going to be fun in its current iteration, but they had to have a baseline put in so that they can start adding other stuff. They want to add gangs. They want to add a lot more melee combat. They want to add crooked guards. All sorts of different things that could make life in prison a little more interesting. They also said that they cut back on your prison sentence times quite seriously. So, you may end up spending days in prison without, getting the merits or whatever you need to do to get out of there. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Next up was the actor status system. So this covers whether or not a planet is too hot or too cold for you, if you're running low on oxygen, if your health is running low, if you need hydration from drink or if you need food so that you don't starve to death. So they added all these different mechanics in. There's going to be more coming into play in the future, but this added some new level of immersion for the game. You now can buy food and drink and rehydrate and eat, though with suicide not really having any effect on you in the current state of the game. Just, you know, you can just hit that backspace button and rehydrate and refuel your body. Not the best way to do things, but in the current way of the game, you can do that instead of having to eat or drink. I'm not a big fan of the eating and drinking. I think that's just a little too far. You know, it'd be cool if you could do it, but it just doesn't have an impact one way or another. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure 100 of you are going to disagree. I don't feel like I need that much immersion in a game. I feel like I will enjoy the game much more if I don't have to worry about some of those things. That's me. You guys tell me what you think in the comments below. You know, are you in favor of it or are you against it? Then you also have, they're talking about a little bit more about the unified friends list, which was really awesome that they finally integrated this. They've got the voice over IP and face over IP, but they now have it much easier to invite friends into your party from Spectrum all the way through the game itself. So it's much better. I really like the way it is now. They have Arena Commander and Star Marine round cycling. To me, that's not a huge thing, but they kind of went off on it like it was. The Personal Inner Thought radial menu, which was a pretty cool little addition as well. Makes it a little easier or a little quicker to access certain functions, and you'll be able to customize those how you want in the future a little bit more than you can now. Then we talk about New Babbage version 2, which is like the internals of New Babbage. They have night lighting, day lighting, some really cool things going on at New Babbage. I really enjoy what they did there. Then they use Planetary Tech V4 to create the Moons and Microtech. They created Klesher Automated Prison, the low orbit stations around planets. All those are pretty new. The Price of Freedom mission, which is a really great mission. If you guys ever want to do that, I highly advise you do it. Very cool. It's the prison break from the Caterpillar. Check that mission out. It's really awesome, though it does give you a crime stat, so be wary of that. That's pretty much all that's in this article, but read it for yourself because there's a lot of information. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed before. Hit that little bell icon to let you know when I do more of these. Shout out to all my Patreons and YouTube members for helping me out on this channel. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. That information's down below in the description if you guys are interested in joining either of those. If you're interested in joining the org, that information's down below as well. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.